Oh yeah, you're at the body. The body.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. And does he have to say it's okay?
Sorry, we have to hit something on here.
Hit that it's okay. All right. So I'm just going to do a little quick intro, everybody. I know everybody here is pretty familiar, but since we're recording, so my name is Tracy Childs. This is a PlantDiego event. We are doing this as part of our Veguary challenge to go whole food plant-based for the month of February, which is Heart Health Month. And of course, it's a natural progression to have our friends from Plant-Based Meals as part of it, because of course they are the premier plant-based.
Support for OPB comes from our members. Discover OPB's 3
in San Diego. And so a little bit about PlantDiego. We were started as part of the Plant Pure communities, Plant Pure Pods, which is nationwide, actually going to be becoming worldwide, as part of the movie spurred on by the movie Plant Pure Nation. So if you haven't seen that movie, go ahead and watch it. You're going to be a little bit pissed off about our food system, but you know, it will spur you to action, and which is what happened to me and to others that run this organization here in San Diego and all over different pods all over the country and the world. So so we just thought, let's do, as a follow-up to Veganuary, we're doing Veguary. So a lot of people may be going vegan for Veganuary. Well, let's go further than that and go whole food plant-based in February. So that's what this is about. We sent out a weekly, and this is wrapping up. Actually, this is our last demo event, our online demo event of the month. We've had we've had 3 others that were great. You can check out my blog at tracysrealfoods.com to look at the recipes and the demos and everything. And then we've had a couple in-person outdoor events, you know, favoring this pandemic we're in right now. And it's been really successful. So without further ado, I just want to go ahead and introduce my friends at Plant-Based Meals. They've been very supportive of me with my company, Tracy's Real Foods, selling our cookies and delivering them all over the county. And I've known Angela for a long time, and her mom. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on speaker view. And if you guys all could go ahead and mute yourselves right now, because otherwise I might, your picture might be in front of theirs. So for the recording. So Janice, are you muted? Okay, so for some reason I'm seeing you instead of them. So I'm going to just go ahead and unmute. Ugh. Now I said I announced.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I thought I was unmuting you or something. Okay, now I'm seeing you guys as the front. So because since I'm recording, I want you to be front and center. All right. So thank you very much. Take it away, ladies.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Tracy and PlantDiego, for having us on. It's a pleasure to be on here, and we're very grateful for this opportunity. As Tracy said, we are Plant-Based Meals. I'm Sonya Gomez.
I'm Angela Stanger.
And we did start about 2 years ago, February, actually. It was February 2020.
Yes.
And this is our 2nd year running, and we're so happy to be demonstrating some of the hummus that we add to our meals. So today, what we are going to demonstrate is a beetroot hummus.
Yeah, we really like to have fun, so we make all of our sauces, dips, marinades from scratch, and that allows us to be in complete control of the ingredients. Because when, as Sonya knows, and you guys may know, when you were buying things at the store, they're throwing oil, they're throwing added sugars, they're throwing in preservatives, a lot of things that we don't need, and the meal doesn't need to even be good. It doesn't enhance the taste at all, but it is something that our society is very used to. So we also want to talk about reading labels as well. But this is one of our go-tos. We love to make our food pretty, and we also love to pack in nutrients wherever we can. So this week we're doing the beetroot hummus. And there are many variations. You can do a fire roasted bell pepper hummus, a lemon hummus, a roasted garlic hummus. But yeah, this is a good one. So we will get started.
Okay, so the first step to creating this beetroot hummus, we will need 1 can of garbanzo beans. We definitely prefer lower to no salt. However, depending on your taste buds, how you prefer, you can get salted, add extra salt, whatever that may be. So this is a low sodium garbanzo bean can.
Yes, this is actually low salt organic garbanzo beans. You don't have to get organic. You just get what you're actually going to eat and what's available in your stores. I do like to drain the aquafaba, which is the juice from the garbanzo beans, into a cup holder or something so that you can actually use that juice instead of oil. And you can use a food processor or a blender. We're using a blender just to make it smooth. If you like it a little bit more chunky, then feel free to use a food processor as well. So we have the garbanzo beans, a full can of garbanzo beans.
Next, we need 2 cloves of garlic.
And I'm just gonna use my hands because we're the only ones eating them. And feel free to roast the garlic ahead of time. A lot of roasted garlic, they say to add oil. You don't need to add oil. Just put the garlic in aluminum foil, put it in the oven, and you'll start to see it caramelize. You might even begin to smell it. That's when you know it's done. And it definitely adds a delicious flavor.
Very good. I love when we roast the garlic. Next is 1/4 cup tahini.
Okay, so we have our measuring cup here. This is tahini. This is just sesame seeds. So something that we do talk about, especially with being cardiac month, cardiovascular health month, is if you do want to do lower fat, you don't have to add the tahini, or you can add less tahini because seeds are going to be a little bit higher in fat.
Just keep in mind this is lower fat than traditional hummus. We do not use oil, so that definitely decreases the amount of fat in our hummus.
Yes, and we have had some customers that are sesame free, so we will roast up some pepitas, which is pumpkin seeds, or some sunflower seeds. Just roast them up and you can put them right into your Vitamix and it will take the place of the tahini.
Very good. Next is 1/4 teaspoons of pepper.
Okay. So of course, all of your seasonings can be to taste because we want you to be the one enjoying it. This is the way that we like to do it here. So we're just gonna add directly right into the bowl.
Next, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin.
We have, what's really amazing is Trader Joe's does have organic spices. So you can just stop by your local Trader Joe's or Sprouts or Ralph's or anywhere. And we're gonna put that right in.
We can smell it. Smells very good. I love the smell of cumin.
And we add cumin to a lot of our Mexican inspired dishes as well. So
Reminds
it
me
is
of-
one of those go-to.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now the fun part. 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder. This is what makes it a very beautiful color. We do use beetroot powder. However, if you're at home, you have fresh beets on hand, you can use fresh beets. You can use canned beets, whatever you prefer. We do like the powder.
Yes, the powder is a consistent way for the pink. You can also control it better. Another thing is when you're using fresh beets, it's going to add liquid. So that's why you can add the liquid last. So if you're having fresh beets in here, then you will need less of the aquafaba at the end.
Yeah. And this is the one we are using. It is Plant-based superfood beetroot powder. I don't know if you can see it from that far.
And we did want to mention that this is this brand you can actually get at Walmart. So anywhere you are in the country, you're going to have access to these healthy ingredients. You just have to know where to look. And another thing you want to do is check ingredients. Some powders have preservatives, they have food coloring. They're not all equal. So you really are looking for single ingredient packaging. You know, if you're seeing, okay, it's just beets, you're good. And the bioavailable nutrients in these powders they're not going to be 100% as good as eating a whole eating it as its whole food form, but it does have a lot of bioavailable nutrients. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Next would be 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt.
Yes. So we do like to use sea salt. And again, this is something that's going to be to taste. Also, our beans did not have any salt. So that's something to keep in mind when you're adding your salt. If your beans have salt, you might not even need to add any.
So juice of 1 fresh lemon, which usually equals to 1/4 cup of a juice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do the honors.
So yeah, if you do have lemon juice that's already been juiced, you can definitely measure out 1/4 of a cup, or generally 1 whole lemon will be about 1/4 of a cup.
It's so funny, Angela. So going back to the roasted garlic. So for those of you who did order our meal prep this week, we had a roasted garlic hummus with our Greek bowl.
Yeah.
And I had one yesterday. And right before my boyfriend and I went to PB, and we got in the car, and he just stopped. He's like, "Babe, did you happen to eat any garlic, roasted garlic?" And the first thing, he takes out a mint. He's like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Did you happen to eat any garlic today?" I'm like, "Yes," and it was so worth it. It was so good. So
I guess that's a cautionary tale.
I can tell you it's worth it. Roasted garlic is all worth it.
Yes, it is delicious.
Okay.
Perfect. And that adds some juice. It's going to be easier to blend. And if you have a food processor, this could be enough because the beans are going to pulsate, and you can even pulse, stop, and scrape the sides down. With the Vitamix, you don't generally have to do that. We're going to see how far it gets us. I think I'm going to add a little bit of the aquafaba just because I hopefully think I know what I'm doing. So we will blend at this point. There we go. So we're going to stop at this point to show you the color that's being blended right in here.
Beautiful.
So we can even go a little bit more pink if we like.
Yeah, if we wanted more pink. This was fun also for kids. Actually, one of our drivers, she sent us a picture of her son dipping pieces of cucumber in our hummus because it's fun for him. We do package them with our meal prep delivery. We package these in 2-ounce containers. So I can imagine for a 1 or 2-year-old, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's very my-sized hummus cups. So this is fun for kids. If you want to make this with any children at home, this is a great way to start.
There we go. And I really love the fun colors. It makes your food picture worthy for Instagram, and also just, you know, we eat with our eyes first. So yeah, it just makes it a little bit more fun.
Just FYI, it's funny. Zoom takes out the blender noise, just so you know.
Oh, that's incredible.
Wow.
So we do have a question from Charlie. She's wondering about if you're using fresh beets, how much?
So I would start with a 1/2 beet, and you can boil the beet. So boil the beet till it's nice and tender. You can stick a fork through it, cut off the ends, peel it, and then, you know, we kind of see these like big, huge beets. So if you're really looking at size, I would say if you cut them up, can fit in 1/4 of a cup. Start with that, and then yeah, you can also adjust the color from there. You can throw the whole thing in, but you might also want to add more beans then.
All right, good. Thank you.
Yeah. Look at this beautiful color. I don't know if you can see it from the distance.
Yeah, we can. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
You see it? And the fun thing is it's all natural. We don't need artificial coloring at all. It just, Mother Nature has a way of being beautiful on her own.
Yes, very nutrient dense foods have lots of vibrant colors and make eating really fun. And you know that, Tracy, being in a whole food plant-based, and You know, something that we really believe in with our meal prep is whole food plant-based. So forks over knives model, no added oils, no added sugars, just foods in their whole complete form. And it's actually very simple once you start to learn. Once you learn about it and you practice it, it really does become second nature. I've never felt like I've given anything up. If anything, just enhanced my life because I have more energy during the day. I'm excited to eat. I get to eat more often because the food actually passes through you. So you get to snack all day. And this is a great snack.
Yeah, we really like to emphasize just going back to the basics. Going back to the basics, straight from the ground, straight from the earth. That's what we cook with. That's what we hope to nourish our customers with.
Yes.
Make sure they're healthy. It's a healthier world, healthier, happier world.
Yes. So there's many ways you can eat and enjoy the hummus. We have like a little sample plate here. I'll show you
How pretty that is.
I think I got rid of the box, but it's the Mary's crackers we have here. And then we have some fresh organic tomato and some fresh organic microgreens. They're very nutrient dense as well, just to kind of top it off. So I don't know where your forks are. Did anyone follow along and make the recipe today?
I have it kind of stacked up here in my food processor. I decided to use soybeans because that's what I have. I have the dried soybeans, so I cooked them in my Instant Pot yesterday or today. I don't know. And so it's just a blur.
This is budding.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought I've really enjoyed soybeans in dips and hummuses and things because they're smoother. They have a really nice consistency. So
Yeah,
We have to try that one day.
absolutely.
so I'll mute and I'll blend it up. Let's see.
Okay. I was gonna
I
put
put
a stacked sandwich
so let's
thing.
see what you have.
This is a beetroot hummus, tomato microgreens, and
Cheers, cheers.
It's really delicious. It's a great snack. Shouldn't be talking with my mouth full.
We definitely encourage you to try this at home. Definitely. Very good.
And any other questions, you guys? Make sure you can just go ahead and unmute yourself too and just say hi and chat or whatever. I'm doing a food processor, so it's going to take a little longer to make it smooth.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
quick question. What part of Walmart do they have the beetroot powder in? Is it in the spice section?
So it's actually in their baking section.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they have like turmeric one and a pomegranate one that I actually just picked up. And these are all single ingredient superfood, dry food blends. But anytime you can use the whole one, we encourage that, but we do want to also have recipes that the whole country can replicate that. And
make it as accessible as possible. I actually did see beetroot powder at grocery outlet about 2 weeks ago, which really surprised me. They actually had a very big selection of plant-based foods at grocery outlet. Plant-based pizzas and non-dairy frozen treats and powders. It was amazing. It was really amazing to see.
yeah, we're very lucky in San Diego to have access to an abundance of plant-based foods, but something we always encourage is plant-based foods are not created equal because most of the restaurants that you see here in San Diego are like vegan fast food places. So that is something that we will never sway to. We always want to maintain the highest level of healthiness and nutrient dense foods. So when you order through us, you can trust that we are doing we are reading the ingredients, we are shopping the freshest foods, local whenever possible and organic whenever possible.
And you bring up a good point, Angela, when it comes to plant-based here in San Diego. Something we have noticed for other meal prep companies or other companies, or I think that's labeled plant-based, make sure to read the ingredients, as Angela did say earlier. Sometimes companies say plant-based, but they're not. You will see eggs or dairy inside or cheese and their
Mhm.
products. What we do stay away from all animal products. We just stay away from it comes straight from the ground. If it comes straight from the ground, very nutrient dense, that's us.
Yes.
We don't have any animal
Mhm.
product. We are 100% vegan company.
Yes.
That's one thing to clarify for those of you who are not 100% familiar with what plant-based is.
Yeah.
I am so thrilled that you are offering this fabulous service in San Diego. My husband and I and my sisters who come over to eat really enjoy it. And it's such a treat to have that whole food offering. We enjoy eating in restaurants, but it is hard to do it as completely whole plant food. So really appreciate your fabulous service. If you'd be willing to say a little bit about how you actually do your service. I mean, not the ordering, but where do you do the cooking? How many of you are cooking? How many people are ordering? I would just love to know a little bit of that.
Well, no, very good question, Marge.
And thank you for being a customer.
Yeah,
we love putting a face to
Yeah.
the name.
We love feeding your family when you go hiking, your nature walks. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
So right now we do share. We have a commercial kitchen in Claremont, so not pretty centralized San Diego.
Yeah.
We cook Sunday evenings through night. So we cook Sunday overnight, and our delivery days are Mondays. As of right now, we do have a few employees helping us out in the kitchen. We have 4 drivers. We're in a good place. We actually started right before COVID, as most of you know. So when it happened, a lot of people needed to stay in and have nutritious, delicious food delivered to them. And we're right there to step it up and help as much as we could. And that's pretty much how people were able to hear about us.
Yeah. So it's been really fun. You know, it's a brainchild of Sonya and I together. And we really started with what our values were and went from there. So everything that you see is truly based in honesty, love, dedication, and the goal is for the food to speak for itself. We don't want anyone to feel left out or like they're lacking something, or oh, I wish this had chicken on it, or I wish this had a beef bone in the chili or the soup or whatever. We really rely on natural flavors of fresh herbs and spices as well. So we use plenty of that. Our spice rack is off the chart. So yeah, we just really enjoy it. We're very creative in the kitchen. I do plan the menus for the week, but when we're in there, we're creating and we're tasting everything and making sure that it's right for your home. And it's just a really fun, creative process.
Yeah, and to answer another one of your questions, Marge, we do deliver throughout San Diego. We deliver up north up to Carlsbad, down south far south is Chula Vista, and far east as Santee and some parts of Alcohol. But definitely if somebody's out of our delivery area, we do make accommodations to have our drivers meet them. We do have some customers have a ship to them in Riverside for an additional fee. So we do accommodate as much as we can.
And we're growing, so hoping to continue to accommodate more.
Whole food, plant-based for everybody.
Yes. And you can pick up Tracy's Real Food cookies with your order.
We actually order cookies for ourselves almost every single week.
Almost every week.
Like, oh, no shame.
Look at my hummus. It was
Oh, that's beautiful.
very
Looks like ice cream.
yeah, I know. It's like sherbet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I used a fresh like a half of a big beet.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I recommend. I'm glad to see how it worked out perfectly. Did you have to add any of the aquafaba when you used the fresh beet?
I did. Yeah, I added a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of from the top, just put in cooking water from it was soybeans. So, but I think that's still technically aquafaba.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's very much the same consistency. So.
Yes, and for people that don't really know aquafaba, it's thicker, so you can use it as an egg substitute. There's some viscosity on it. I don't know if you can really see from that distance, but it can also be used to bind patties and with some flaxseed. some milled flaxseed. Go ahead and just mix it in, and it would be a great egg substitute.
You might not have noticed, but somebody had a question that said, what do you recommend as a salt substitute? Which, I'll let you guys answer. But before you do, I just want to comment. I haven't really added salt to food since I don't even remember. It was like sometime in probably the late 70s or early 80s or something. I just have not used salt. And if you don't choose to use the salt, in my mind, that's not essential because I don't use it, but you still get plenty of salt through either processed food, whatever processed food you eat, even if it's just like prepared mustard will have salt in it, or, even Whole Foods naturally have some salt, although they don't have very much, but clearly they have some or we wouldn't have evolved to need it. So your taste buds adjust fairly quickly. I mean, when I stopped eating salt, I stopped missing it almost immediately. Now, if I eat something salty, I just don't like it at all. So one possibility is not to substitute anything, just don't add the salt. But you guys might have some additional suggestions.
No, I think you're right there, Janice. We don't use substitute salt. When a customer does request low to no salt, we just omit it altogether. And the vegetables, the whole foods definitely do account for a lot of flavor. So I wouldn't recommend a substitute. I would recommend either just lower sodium or none, or whatever's to your liking.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you saying that, because it does take only several weeks for our taste buds to change, and you will really be shocked once you eliminate something. If you try to go back to it, it's gonna almost, your body will kind of almost repel it, and that has to do with soda, fast food, even the fast food vegan food. I mean, people that eat it every day, they just don't even notice it anymore. But if you step away from it, your taste buds will be like, thank you. Try to go back, no thank you.
Right.
So
Well, and, Marie asked what the name of the company is. It's Plant-Based Meals.
oh yes,
They're based in San Diego. They have a food delivery company here.
yes. Yes, and you can find us at www.plantbasedmealsnow.com. And when you call or text or email, you're getting the owners. We are a local small business, so you definitely will see the difference. You have allergy questions, preferences, accommodations. You're getting to speak with us, your cooks. So
feel free to ask whatever question you may have. Even if you think it's dumb, we try our best to accommodate whatever we can. We are here for you, and like Angela said, it is both of us responding to you. It's either Angela or myself. So you get straight from the top. There's no middlemen, straight to us.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I would say for replacing salt or whatever, just you could use more seasonings if you're got to avoid salt completely. I like adding lots of onion powder, garlic powder. That just adds a lot of flavor without the salt. So, some people, they just need something as a bridge to that. And I'm with you though, when I go out to restaurants and it's like so much salt, I just like, all I taste is salt.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's wondering where you source, where you get where you're getting your food.
Yeah, so through multiple places right now, as you know, Tracy, the supply chain has been very messed up since COVID. So we're not at one place right now, but we do go to farmers markets, Trader Joe's for their organic tofu, and then Restaurant Depot, Specialty Market. Shout out to Specialty. We do love their produce, and their farmers market section has all these incredible fun things like the watermelon radishes that we used for the beet poke bowl that we made. Was that 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah,
it all blends together. But yeah, we do try to find the freshest ingredients and local whenever possible. So we're driving around shopping for you. This is a great thing about meal prep, is you don't have to go to these stores. I do. So we'll take away that step in the process and just make it really easy to eat healthy.
Another question.
Are you offering classes?
As of right now, no, we are offering this. You know, I mean, we would love to be able to have more demonstrations like this. I believe this is our second time on with Tracy. It is a different program we're on, but.
And Tracy has a lot of great classes, and everything that she does, we stand 100% behind because we have the same mentality in terms of eating. So we welcome any of our customers and you watching to check out some of Tracy's amazing videos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Just
Are you still doing the lunch break live with Jane and Shane?
did one today.
There you go.
Back
Yeah.
right before I was posting about it, like, okay, get that out there. Done. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. So
Yeah, it is fun. You know what, being in a commercial kitchen, we have access to equipment that you just don't have at home. So like people think our tofu was deep fried because it actually gets like a layer of crisp on it. That is just purely no oil. And we're literally cutting up the tofu and roasting it on a high heat, and it literally will come out like it's been fried. So
Very good.
With no
Very
oil.
good.
So there's a lot of hacks, and you're always welcome to comment on our Instagram or ask us, hey, how did you do that? And you know, we're happy to share.
Yeah.
oh, that's nice. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
And the questions are small to us because the phone's kind of far away.
Yes, press for tofu. Do you guys press your tofu at all?
So we actually use the organic high protein tofu. So it does not need to be pressed. If we're doing a scramble or like the ricotta of a lasagna, I will roast it just to drain the water out of it and then use it. But we haven't, no, we don't use it pressed.
It is from Trader Joe's. It's specifically the Trader Joe's brand that we use. So the extra firm high protein tofu, which it doesn't need to be pressed. And it's honestly, it's one of my favorite tofus I've ever tried. So
Yeah.
a lot of customers who are not fans of tofu, they do appreciate this tofu a lot.
We've heard it a lot from meat eaters. Them say they'll like comment and say, I never thought I would like tofu. I never liked tofu before, but the way we make it, it really appeals to a meat eater just because it's so dense.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you can look for it. It's shrink wrapped. It's instead of stored in water, it's stored in like you can kind of feel. Yeah. Sprouts has it too. I think they're probably the same brand. But,
I think it's the Wildwood brand.
yeah, Wildwood. Yeah, I think it's cheaper at Trader Joe's though.
Great.
I know Trader Joe's has that label, but yeah, it's all around the same price. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, and I don't use a tofu press either. I kind of like it the way it is, either, you know, for whatever recipe I'm using. I'll just try to use the right tofu. And
yeah,
you know, like I made tofu balls and spaghetti and it had a little bit of water left in it, but I liked it that way. I want that texture. So
yeah, like with our tofu sour cream, and we'd love to do another one of these for our tofu sour cream, but that's just the fresh tofu blended, you know, with some lemon and some sea salt and some fresh onion, and so red wine vinegar. And there's different variations as well, but tofu is very versatile. So it's a great food, and yeah, it's a great whole food. Great way to get protein and be satiated throughout the day.
all right. Well, I think we're pretty much out of time here, but thank you so much, you guys, for doing this. And the recipe, everybody should have it. You guys might post it in your website. I'll send it out if you want, or I can put it on mine too. So I'll take, you know, your picture and put it up there just so everybody can have it for easy access. And thanks for sharing so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
All right, and yes, we will go ahead and send out the link too. I'll put this on YouTube. You guys will be YouTube famous.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad I was able to see some of your faces on here.
Yes.
It's been a while. Always nice to see everybody again. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
All right, everybody have a great evening and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Did I click out?